Alright, so last night I was playing Survivor against the Vecna with this build and he absolutely destroyed me, so I thought why not play it today? The first and main perk of the build is Friends Till the End, so whenever you hook a Survivor, the obsession gets exposed for 20 seconds and their aura is revealed for 10 seconds. And basically the thought is, so when you hook a Survivor, we can use the fly spell to instantly get to the obsession and down them while they're exposed. And the next perk to pair with this is Furtive Chase, so whenever you hook the obsession, you gain undetectable and 10% haste for 18 seconds. And to make this perk combo even stronger, we're going to be using this add-on, the Cloak of Elvenkind, so it reduces our turret radius by 22 meters while flying. But yeah, that's basically the build. We've also got Surge and Mindbreaker for some slowdown and some other game stuff, but that's basically it. So let's just get right into it. Alright, Autohaven Wreckers, so this should be a pretty good map. I feel like it's pretty open for Vecna, and I used to play him a lot back when he came out, so we should be good. And we already found the Survivor there. Somehow they already got a legendary item from the chest, but you know what, it's good. It's this Survivor that actually got it, so if we just injure him, then he won't be able to use it. Let's just make sure he doesn't get to a locker, because if he does, then it's kind of over for us, because he can use the item. But we can just pick up this pallet, and we should be able to M1 him, even if he enters the locker. But you know what, he didn't teleport that far away, so probably we can just fly over to him. And if not, there's a Survivor that just went right into me, so you know what, I'm not complaining. And there's one here too, so let me actually just go for her, send in the skulls, and then I'm gonna go back and kick that gen, because as you can see, the Survivor is still working on it for some reason. Let me just follow her, and yeah, she is pretty good here. I'm not sure where she can really go, and she doesn't make that pallet too, so that's great for us. So let's just hook her here, and they can go back to fly to that gen in case they're still working on it. And yeah, actually the obsession is working on it, which means you could get the exposed down right here. Because you can see her aura, so that's perfect. She's literally down now. Let me pick her up, and then we can keep the chain going. Yeah, that gen got completed by another Survivor, but it's all good. Let me just go fly to this one, because she got turned into the obsession now. I will just kick this generator, and I'm pretty sure she is somewhere nearby. And yeah, we just found her here. Because we were undetectable, she didn't see us coming, so that's great. Even more value from our perks. Furtive Chase is actually so underrated. It's like one of my favorite perks, and it's so underused. But yeah, she's definitely gonna vault that window. So let's just go around, and she did get into a wall, which means we can just get her downed. And we've got more surge on that generator. Let me just pick her up and get her onto the hook behind me, and then we can fly over to the other Survivors. And yeah, there's one over there, and we are undetectable, so they won't expect us coming. And nice, they were killing under the hook, and we did interrupt them in time. I just don't want to get flashlight saved, so I will just get them outside of the Survivor's range. So let me just use the calls on the Salira, and even if she doesn't get injured, then we can just, you know, go around. And they're actually healing him, so let me just get them away, because it is getting pretty annoying. I will injure her, and honestly, I might as well just pick him up now, because I doubt they will get the flashlight save, and there's a hook right next to us. So I will just do that. And I actually tried to down her there, but unfortunately she did kind of get away. But it is fine though, because the obsession is exposed right now, and she is working on that generator, so hopefully we can get her off guard. But yeah, there's only 1 second left, and she's already got enough distance. We can just get her normally though. If I use my skulls here, then we can get her injured, and perfect. I will just break this pallet because it is Shaq, but there are even more Survivors in this area. So let me just pick up this pallet so they can't, you know, drop it. And perfect, we do actually get her here. Just ignore that, you know, miss. And alright, let's see where the other Survivor is. She should be right now exposed. Her aura is over there, but she is injured, so it's not like it really matters. But we do know where she is though. And yeah, we just found the Michonne here, so let me just use my skulls to hopefully down her or just make her crouch. And we can just get her here, so that's great. All these generators, by the way, got popped by Surge. So that's 4 generators, losing like 10% progress at once. So yeah, let me just hook her here, and then we should get the Thalita exposed. I'm not sure where she is though, because, you know, I'm pretty sure these Survivors are giving up. Her aura is shown to us over here though. So she is probably gonna get down. And yeah, there's nowhere to go for her, so she will just get down. I feel bad for her, because I'm pretty sure she already got downed by being exposed like twice. I won't use my flight yet, because the Survivors are rich right next to me. I will use my skulls to, you know, get them down even quicker. And then we can get him here. So that was an insanely fast game. Oh my god. And yeah, GG's. Alright, we have the Coldwind Farm, which should be a pretty good map. Also, I'm like 90% sure this is a Swift. I used to play Vecna a lot back when he came out, so there's nothing to worry about. And I will be going for these gens. And okay, we already find a Survivor here, so let me just fly up towards them. She does vault this window, but we can just go around. And I will just use my skulls in case you can injure her, or at least slow her down because she had to crouch. And because of that, we do get the injure. And we should pretty much get her here. I'm not sure where she can really go. She did go to this loop, but she has 1 weak pallet here. So if we play this right, we should be able to get her down quickly. She does obviously go around, but I feel like we should catch up to her, especially with bloodlust. So this is a down, and barely got that, but we did, so that's great. And alright, let's go find the other survivors, and perfect. Since we hooked her, then we see where the other person is. I'm pretty sure she was the obsession too, so that means that another survivor turned into the obsession. And we're also undetectable, and we have 10% haste. For like 18 seconds, so we should be able to just quickly get her. I will just throw my skulls in case she has to like crouch, and we do get her. Oh my god, that's actually surprising. Let me just get this M1 on this survivor, and I might as well just pick her up. I mean, like, I'm not sure what else to do here. And after that, we will see the other survivors. We did evade the flashlight save, so that's great. And the best part is, she was the obsession, so we do get furtive chase value again. And because we were undetectable, she didn't really expect us coming. I will just pick this pallet up, and we should be able to down her. Oh my god, she went into a locker. And what am I doing? I didn't mean to, like, you know, press the M1 there, but my mouse was kind of, you know, doing its own thing. Let me just go for these survivors now that we've got furtive chase again. So we've got it 3 times in a row. This survivor isn't our obsession, so after we get her, then we won't get furtive chase. I will just pick up my skulls in case there are any pallets here, but they're on, so we can just get a quick M1. And oh my god, I actually forgot how fun Vecna is, especially with this build and all. Yeah, we were doing a bit too well there, but there are so many survivors that we don't really have to worry about, you know, making a comeback, because we just have so much pressure already. Let me just pick up this pallet up, so we can get the M1, or just the down, to be honest, since she is injured. And perfect. I will watch out in case there are any survivors nearby, because I don't want to get flashlight saved. And alright, perfect. We can just hook her here. And we have furtive chase again. So we just keep getting furtive chase. This perk is insane, especially paired with the others, because one thing I didn't say in the intro is that every time you hook the obsession, another survivor does become the obsession. I tried to M1 her, but for some reason I couldn't because of the fly. There is a certain cooldown to all these things. Let me just use my skulls here. And she does volley, and perfect, we get her with them. If you place them correctly, then it's an injure every single time. Let me just bolt after her here. And she does go to this loop, so we should be able to just get her. I don't think there are any pallets. And yeah, especially if she goes to this crane, we can just get a quick M1. And great, we also got surge on that generator in case there was anyone working on it. And there is, so you know what? Might as well go for her. She is healthy, so you can just get her into a quick injure. Let me just go for the M1 like this, and perfect. I will just kick this pallet because, you know, it'll be easier. I will throw a ball here, and then I'm just gonna pick this survivor up. Oh my god, there were another survivor picking her up. I'm not sure why, but I will just throw my skulls in case. And then I can just go like this. And yeah, we can just get her here anyways, so that picking up didn't really do much. And we have surge on all 3 of these gens. I won't pick her up yet because there was a survivor there in the distance, but we should be fine here. And yeah, let me just hook her over here. And we have furtive chase again. So let me just fly over to this survivor. And she does go to this loop. So with the 10% haste and the undetectable, we should be easily able to catch up to her. There are no pallets here too. So let's just go around like this. We can get a quick M1. And perfect. She's going to shack. And okay, they just unhooked her. So let me go for the skulls to get hopefully an injure. And we did actually hit the Ada, but she was off hook, so she did have endurance. But we can hopefully catch up to this survivor. The flight is on cooldown, sadly, so we have to like do it manually. She will definitely roll this window. And perfect. We don't get her here though. That was a bit too far, but hopefully you can get her over here. And yeah, if I go around like this, we can pick up the pallet, and hopefully she should be downed. And perfect, we do get her here. There are 2 Adas going for the flashlight probably. So let me just get them away because I don't want them to get it. And we should be fine here. Oh yeah, never mind, there's a pallet. I can't just go and pressure these Adas. Honestly, let's just slug her, since it's just not worth picking her up, since it's basically a 99% chance that she is gonna get, you know, pallet saved. So let me just fly over in case they were being healed. I don't think there's anyone nearby, but there is this Ada, so let me just go for her actually. And yeah, since there's a pallet, I can just use the skulls, and I'll actually go pick her up since she isn't under a pallet. And perfect. Even though the other survivor got picked up, it's fine because we do have furtive chase yet again. So let me just go over to this gen in case they are working on it. I will body block her, and she did stun me, but it's fine. We can just get the M1 here, and she is injured. This gen has like no progress. Let me actually just break this wall for later on in case we need to do anything here. And I will just go use a throw ball on this gen. I'm not sure why I'm rhyming there. And yeah, we do see another survivor here. I will just go for her M1 since she is out in the open. And I will just go for her later on. And yeah, this gen has some progress on it, so I'll just kick it real quick. Just like this. And then we can go for the other survivors. Let me just throw a ball onto this gen. And there's a survivor here, so let me just go for the M1. She does have like nowhere to go, so we can just get one here. And perfect, we barely got that actually. She does look kind of disappointed, but yeah, let's just follow her here. And because we broke that wall, we can just go around. I will just kick this pallet and then go back for this gen, because there are other survivors who work on it. I will just use my skulls to hopefully make her crouch or actually injure her. And oh my god, because of the skulls, we could just get a quick down here. So that was perfect. We also got surge on both of these gens, so we don't have to worry about kicking them now. So that was like the best thing we could have done. I will just get her onto this hook, and then I will throw a ball on that gen because in case that actually, yeah. I was about to say that we can see the aura of the survivor there. So I will just fly over because she is exposed because of friends till the end. So we can just get an M1. And yeah, let me just pick up this pallet. She does vault the window. So we should be able to just get her. But sadly, she isn't exposed. I will just throw skulls in case they're working on this, gate. And they were. I didn't get the Nia there, or whatever her name was, Nancy. But we do have two other survivors here. Sadly, they are body blocking. I'm not sure if I can... I can actually get them here. If I play my cards correctly, then we can just go around. And I'm pretty sure she is dead, like, unless the Nancy body blocks, of course. Let me just pick up this pallet in case, we need it for later. I will injure her, though, because this survivor is still dead zoned. So you can probably get her around this. The other survivor is at that exit gate, but we do have an Ada here. So maybe you can still, do a little comeback if I use my skulls correctly. Then sadly we don't get her. But if I injure her and then use flight, then maybe we do catch up to her. And yeah, sadly we don't. So GG's. And yeah, as I suspected, this was a whole team of P100 players, so it definitely was a Swift. And even though we only got one kill, I still think we did pretty good, especially against this team. Anyways, if you made this far into the video, I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe because I'm like 400 subscribers away from 1,000, and I'd say I'm pretty close.